Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us today on our webinar titled New Opportunities Exhibiting at the Virtual FEW. I'm John Nelson, Vice President of Operations, Marketing, and Sales at BBI International. And we're going to take some time today and kind of let everyone understand what it means to go virtual with the FEW and an event in general for most people. The last few months, obviously, as you can imagine, for an events company, just like most companies, has been, had its ups and downs, and we're navigating the waters as we go here. So we appreciate everyone who has stuck with us and supported the show and is, willing to take a look at turning a physical event into a virtual option. And to be quite honest with you, 6 months ago, this would have never been something I personally would have said, yeah, this is going to work and this is going to be a great thing. Now, I honestly can say, after looking at it and diving into it more and understanding it more, there are actually a lot of benefits that play out by doing a virtual only event. And I hope you'll see that at the end of this. You'll agree with me at the end of this presentation. So we're going to move forward. All right. And so what we're going to cover today is number one, how are we getting producers and attendees to your booth? That's one of the biggest questions that we have when we're speaking with exhibitors or sponsors or potential exhibitors. How is this going to work? How are you actually going to get people to our booth? And we'll show you how that's going to look. We're going to show you at a glimpse of producing companies, facilities that are already registered. We'll take a little bit of, we'll dive into the design and flow of the virtual expo hall. We'll take a look at the specific booth design and options and some new benefits available for exhibitors. How are you going to chat with customers? And a big piece here is tracking and reporting. And that's one of the advantages you have by being online is you get to get reports and tracking of who's visiting your booth, etc. And then some quick assistance on building your booth, just some information reminding people that we will be helping you build out a booth if you have questions regarding that. So taking a look here, we definitely want to remind everyone that there are 6 events. Technically, there are 6 events going on. We have obviously the 36th annual FEW taking place. We also have the Biodiesel Production Technology Summit taking place, and the ACE Annual Conference happening all at the same time. Now, we do have 3 pre-conferences: Ethanol 101, Biofuels, Environmental Health and Safety Forum, and the Low Carbon Fuel Production Workshop. And those are happening on Tuesday. So those will be taking place, those pre-conferences will be taking place on the 15th. And that's really when this event is now going to start. It'll be starting on Tuesday, the 15th. And then it will, take its regular agenda schedule that we've done in the past all the way through the 17th. So it's really going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday show. That's a little bit of a change. We typically have done a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we'll be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for this specific event. And again, reminding you that all this is going on inside the platform where your booth will be. So there will be content constantly being pushed and driving people into the platform itself. And that's why we bring this up on this particular slide. So moving traffic around to the virtual expo hall, how are we doing that? We want to look at a couple things that we're still familiar with most of our attendees and producers, and Blackout Bingo is one of those. We've done those, we've done Blackout Bingo for years. People understand the program, and so it was very familiar. So we just needed a way to translate it into a virtual option, and we believe we have. I'll show you an example here moving forward when we get to the trade show on how we're identifying those Blackout Bingo participants. And attendees need to go to those booths and in order to register for that drawing. And then we will be holding the drawings at the sponsor booths, the sponsors, when there is a sponsor for Black Bingo, we'll be directing everyone to their specific booth when we pull the winning name. Same with the producer giveaways. These are familiar also with our producers. We've been doing this for years. We do cash giveaways, and we'll have those timed throughout the event. And so we'll be doing 4. Typically, we've done a couple small ones and one big one. We're going to do 4 throughout the event. Again, kind of reminding producers that this is going on, and they need to be there present to win this cash that's being given away. Now, the next point here, FEW Bucks. This is a new program that we've added to the virtual event, and I'm going to dive into this one a little bit more, take a little more time explaining, because it's not familiar with people, and we're going to have to really address this with producers, and we will be doing that here shortly. But what it is, in essence, is producers will earn points for the activity at the event. And so when they're on, going to your booth, etc., they can earn FEW Bucks, and they can cash these points in for prizes. And again, this is producers only. So diving in a little bit deeper, starting on the 15th, we'll be launching this producer click contest where they earn FEW Bucks. Producers can earn those, and it's going to run through the end of the show. Again, only for producers, but what we'll do is once they earn their points, they can cash them in for certain prizes. So every producer wins just by being there participating. We'll have different price tiers for everything. But we'll have things all the way from a rifle, a shotgun, to work boots, to a laptop computer, and so on. And so we'll have all those things available that they can cash in their points and win and get. Not even win, but just get. And so here's a point breakdown, and I want to really point this out for exhibitors, because this is how we're helping drive traffic to your booth. So as a producer, you'll gain points just for logging in. You'll click on a main navigation menu, you can earn a point. You view a booth document, which we'll go into later on, on the design of your booth, but you view a booth document, you get 75 points. Visit an exhibitor, you get 125 points. Click on a banner, click on a menu at the booth, you get points. Stream technical presentation, stream a video at your booth, you get 200 points. Visit a sponsor booth, so we weighted some of the things for the sponsors even more. Leave a business card, and I'll show you how you can do that at your booth. If they leave their business card for you, we're gonna give them points. And then another big one is if they join a chat room with an exhibitor, they'll get points as well. So this is how the game will be played out, and then they can cash that in for some of their prizes. And at this point, we have not, we haven't really pushed this out to the producers yet. We will be. But we were kind of formulating everything, and we were ramping it up quickly. But we will start promoting this out to them and making sure that they are aware of these prizes that are available just by participating and going around all the expo hall and visiting the exhibitors. So getting into the producing companies registered for the virtual event. Right now, they will have a badge, kind of like at our show when we have a specific black badge that says, hey, I'm a producer. It kind of identifies them. We will also have this badge listed on the contact information when you search and look for people. You'll be able to see this badge, and it'll show that they are a producer. So the big question is, who are the producing companies, who are the facilities that are currently registered? So as of yesterday, we polled everything, and now the producing companies that are registered right now, we started from ground zero. We said, okay, if you registered for our other events, we're starting over, because this is a completely new ball game. So we went back to all these facilities and started promoting this and asking them if they want to attend a virtual event. And here are the companies that are currently sending people to the virtual platform. I'll let you guys take a second to look at that list. And we just started promoting this. And again, we haven't pushed any of the games, any of the FEW Bucks any of that has not been communicated or pushed to producers. So once we start doing that, we know these numbers are going to go up because they're going to win just by attending and visiting your booth. The International Fuel Ethanol Workshop in virtual form. And you can see when you get in, this is the main room, and we will have, this is the welcome lobby, but you can click here and you can go to the general session and track rooms, and that'll take you down one path. And then you can also go down the Expo Hall path, which is where everyone on this call will be residing in most cases. And then you have some networking lounges. Now, these networking lounges are designated specifically to our co-located events. So the Biodiesel Production Technology Summit will have its own networking lounge, and the ACE annual conference will have its own networking lounge as well. And those have some specific sponsors and attendees that want to, where they can, be recognized and kind of mingle on their own, separate from the FEW itself. And then we will be rotating some sponsors up here as well. So that's just something that the sponsors are interested in and wanted some more recognition. So we're putting that out there as well, and that'll be rotating. And then there are chat rooms, and I'll get into chat rooms here in a little bit, but that will give you an idea of how these chat rooms work. But there's always going to be chat rooms going on where you can chat with other attendees. So we had to create a schematic or a diagram to kind of help us understand how this flow went. And so we put it on air. I felt it was necessary to help you understand what this looked like. So here we were in the FEW lobby. And from there, you're clicking through almost like a website. Think of a website flow, but FEW lobby. And then you go into the sessions, and you can search all these sessions. And these will all be going on live with speakers that will be presenting all day. This activity will be happening. And then we have our networking lounges that I spoke about, where we have the Biodiesel Production Technology Summit and the ACE Annual Conference. Now, how this pertains to you with the Expo Hall is you will go into the Expo Hall search. It's almost like a lobby in a way, an Expo Hall lobby, which I'll show you here. But then you go into the first room will be the Platinum sponsor room, then it goes into the Gold sponsor room, and then we start going into our rooms, which in essence, we translated them into aisles. So the way our physical show works, you think of aisles. Well, right now we're going to be thinking of aisles as rooms, and so that's how this is laid out. We also have a biodiesel specific room. So anyone who wanted to be identified in the biodiesel arena can be in that room as well. And then we gave the sponsors a little extra exposure here, almost like being at the entrance of a physical event. So you come in first, you see the platinums, and you see the golds, and then you move forward. So this kind of is just a quick shot of the flow, so people understand. It helped us when we were starting to formalize this. Go, okay, how is this flow going to work? How is it happening? And you really want to think about it in terms of almost the same as a virtual event, or a physical event. When you're in one room, you can't see what's happening in another room. So you have to physically go to that room to see who's in that room. So again, when we talk about, do I want more people attending from our company? Do I want to get 2 people attending versus 1? Do I want 3 or 4? It's advantageous to have as many people as you can out blanketing these rooms, all these different rooms, seeing who's there, driving them back to your booth. So that's the mindset you always want to think when you're trying to maximize what's happening. You can have people out there, you'll have one person manning your booth, stationed at your booth, and then you'll have other people out there trying to draw people back to your booth where you're going to show them white papers or documents or chat with them and have meetings with them. So here's kind of a look at how it's broken down. You can see we've got some sponsors already lining up. One of the things we have here is bingo participants. We'll be identifying bingo participants with a blue dot, and that's where they'll go. Again, like aisle sponsors, we have room sponsors. So if you are interested in that, you can become a room sponsor. You can chat with one of our representatives, and we can talk about that. And then that places you in, as a sponsor, it places you in the front of the line I guess, and puts you into a section with platinum sponsors and the gold sponsors that are currently registered. So as you can see, we'll be filling this out. We're reaching out to a lot of our exhibitors right now who were already exhibitors on the physical show, and we'll be filling these in as we go here. So this kind of gives you an idea of how it's laid out as well on our website, how we'll put it in link, how we'll present it to producers and so on, and help identify people. And again, one last thing, why we did this versus maybe alphabetical. We did this so a lot of our exhibitors wanted their same booth numbers, so we had to go kind of by aisles and booth numbers, and that's how we came to this conclusion in this way of organizing the event in Expo Hall. So I mentioned we had a landing page for the Expo Hall. Here is the search feature. So this is actually the landing page. When you click Expo Hall, you'll come to the Expo Hall lobby. We'll have logos rotating here. Right now, Trucent is one of the Expo Hall sponsors, so their logos will actually be here. So if Trucent's on this call, I apologize, but when we had this made, we had a screenshot made by the company helping us, and we just didn't have it yet. But their logos will be rotating here. As you can see, you can do an exhibit search, and you can kind of go through rooms. You can do a quick search and help drive you to an exhibitor you're looking for, or an attendee can help find you. And then we go into our rooms, and you click over. So the first one would be actually a platinum. We have room 200 here, but it would be platinum gold, and then you click through the rooms. And this is kind of how it's laid out. So we have our Trucent Expo Hall sponsor. We have our room or aisle sponsor listed as well, and they can be clicked on. And then we have all of our we have our exhibitors listed in this room as well. And then you'll click on the exhibitor that you want to visit. Or your booth will be in here, and that's where attendees will click on. So again, thinking of that schematic, you'd click through here to go through all the different rooms or halls as our platform likes to use. So here's a booth example. So here's a 3D. We did one of our own, and we've got a lot of information in here, but just want to give you a couple of examples here of booths. As you can see here, we can go in and we can customize all this. You have a few different booth designs to choose from. We chose this 3D one. You can place information here on these banners, kind of like at a, think of it as a physical booth, and you can put information up like a regular banner. You can put your own custom pictures in here. This is actually Howard Brockhouse and Andrew Anderson, and they didn't know we were doing that, and we put it in there, and they were pleased, as you could imagine, that we did that. But you can actually take pictures of whoever's going to be in the booth, or if you want it of your CEO or of your VP, sales manager, whoever it is, you can have a picture in there. You can upload a video in here. So if you have a video on your product or service, you can put your video on there. And again, all the activity here is being recorded by the system, and producers are earning points by interacting within your booth. So you got to really think about, how am I going to get people interacting inside my virtual booth? And here's a big one: leave a business card. So you'll get that contact information if they say, hey, I was here, I want to leave my business card, and you'll get that information recorded as well. Few other examples to go through. Here's just another example. This is not an FEW example, but just want to kind of show where they're putting information, kind of give you an idea of what you can do. Here's actually a click. You can click here, drive people to a landing page or register for something else. Again, leave business card is always a good thing to have. Click here to win a pair of Apple AirPods. So, you can do contests at your booth, and I would highly recommend that. Here's a look at chatting at your booth. Now, Beta Tech is already set up, and we were in there earlier, and we wanted to take a couple screenshots of what's happening here with chatting at your booth. So how does that work? That's one of the questions we get. Well, will I see who's at my booth? So if people are at your booth You can see Marla, myself, Andrea, we're all kind of hanging out there, and we were chatting with each other inside the booth. Now, this live chat is public. So what you can do is, if they're at your booth and you want to take them private, you can say, well, one, you can talk to that person, but you can go into a private chat, or you can try to invite someone. You can block a user if you want someone out of there. And so there's some features there that you will want to look at and get familiar with, and make sure the person who's running your booth understands what their abilities are. But you can see there's some flexibility there with chatting. Another piece here is I'm going to go into, here's a private chat. So you can see I was asked to go into a private chat by Marla, and you click OK, and you go into something that looks like this. So now I'm in this private chat that's happening real time with this person that I've asked to have a conversation with. So it's pretty, from that standpoint, that was one of our concerns. Will people see everything that's going on, or can I have these personal meetings? You can at your booth. And you always want to think of, I really don't need a meeting room anymore. I have a virtual booth, and all the activity I'm doing inside this platform, I'm trying to drive people to my booth where I can have a conversation with them, a good conversation to share documents with them. And so that's the mindset you always want to have. And it takes a little change of mindset from a physical show, but once you get there, it really starts, coming into focus. And so the other thing you can do is you can whisper. If you go down here, there's a button where you whisper. There's a whisper mode, and you can just click that button. I don't know if it's on this particular graphic, but there is a button here that says whisper, and I can just send Andrea a private message like, hey, can we jump on a call or a video chat, whatever that may be, and ask them without other people seeing as well, without it going public. So there's a lot of private discussions that you can have inside your booth, and that was a big question that comes up quite often. So video chats inside your booth. Now, this is part of the platform. This has nothing to do with Zoom or anything. This is a video. You can do a video call with your person. So you can come down here, and I can click, I want to have a video call. You right click, and then you have a video call. And then this is where you actually, or start a video chat. But this is where you will answer the call. This is what it looks like. So I'm just giving you an idea. And then here's actual screenshot. Again, using Andrea as a guinea pig, unfortunately for Andrea. We appreciate Andrea letting us do that. This is what it would look like. So you could be sitting at your booth, at your desk, or at home, online, chatting with people who are at home or at their office as well. So you can have that meeting. Again, this has nothing to do with Zoom. This is all in the platform itself, and all comes out of your booth and part of the package. So you can have a one-on-one live conversation on video. Here's one more example that I want to bring up. So here's just a different look of a booth, and when you get in there, and we'll help you with this, you can see that there's some different designs. But again, I'm reiterating why here: schedule a demo and receive a $10 gift, gift card here. And so you can do some prizes, really get creative of what you want to do at your booth, and that's why we're showing you this. Reporting and tracking. So one of the big things that came up as well, and why we were really excited about going virtual, is reporting and tracking. Now, in the past, we've always had an app. The app is no longer happening because it interferes with what we're doing here online. We want everyone in this program, not on a separate app. So what we're doing here is, you're getting your reporting, you're getting your tracking. Now, this is kind of blurred out, unfortunately, because the company didn't want to share this information, but you can see that every exhibitor will have this booth actions by type. You can go in and look at your booth actions. You can see your unique visitors, almost like a website. You're going to see, you're going to get a breakdown of who was there. You're going to get all, contact information of who's visiting. And then I'm going to scroll down. Here's one more report. You can see people are leaving their business cards, and when they leave their business cards, you're getting full contact information, and there's basically saying, hey, contact me. Also some chat logs. That's a new feature that I understand they just added. And so if you want to go back and track what you were talking about, those logs are there as well. So again, a lot of ways to collect information and gain some reporting and tracking and metrics on how well did you do at the show? How was it effective for you? You'll have all those metrics. So, as my background as a marketer, obviously those are things that I really hold near and dear. So I definitely want to see reporting and tracking and seeing what type of ROI we're getting out of this. Accessing your booth, I'm not going to go through every line item here, but I just want to let you know that you will, when you do become an exhibitor, you will get access. We will onboard you. We'll put your information in the system, and then we'll be sending out communication similar to this that shows you how to access your booth. You can only have one person per company really managing your booth, just like our apps and so on in the past. Just because one person has to be the admin person controlling everything. So I'm just kind of letting you know, these are the instructions, and we've got plenty of instructions and help to get you onboarded and accessing your booth to customize it. And one question that came up as well, I'm going to go back to one question here. One thing that came up was, I'm going to go back to this particular section. So the question was, I talked about one person at your booth is the admin. Well, can more than one person be at my booth from my company? The answer is yes, but they will be there as an attendee. You have one person managing your booth, but as you can see here, we had multiple people from BBI inside this one booth, and you can have conversations and so on. So just wanted to clarify that point. Again, some customizing your booth. You can add your personalized picture here. You can add white papers, brochures, just like you were at a physical event. Upload one video. They recommend 40 megabytes or less, or you can embed a YouTube video or Vimeo, and I would recommend doing that. If you've got it uploaded, you can do that. Again, people aren't going to sit there and watch a long video. I would recommend, they recommend, and I also agree, 30 seconds to 4 minutes tops. I mean, do not go over 4 minutes. You're probably not going to have someone watching it that long. So I would keep it on the short side. URLs can direct to your website. You have chats. And again, you can move people into private meetings. We do have all the specs available, all the onboarding email. You'll get an onboarding email with directions and help as well. There are also some booth demos that Virtual Event Place, the company we're using, does. In addition to our help, we're always available, and we'll walk you through it personally. But these are some overall videos. If you just want to attend those are going on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12:30 p.m. and I believe that's Eastern. I don't have that on there, but we'll have that information available to you. But I believe that's Eastern. Again, customizing your videos, and there are help buttons on every page as well. So that is one of the things I wanted to let you know for attendees, speakers, exhibitors. There is a help button that's managed 24 hours by the company we're using, and they can help you with any questions that come up. So that was another thing is, hey, what if people aren't comfortable with using this platform? What do they do? But we will have that available for everyone. And this is 12:30 Eastern. So if you are documenting this or wanting to jump on a call, it is 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And again, here's just kind of a quick look at editing your booth. You can see once you get in there to edit, you can add videos, you can mess with your colors, your style, upload, talk about your staff, etc. It walks you through that process, and it's fairly intuitive. We do have booth specs available to help with your booth as well. So your graphics person will see those and understand what those mean, and you get an idea of what you can adjust and what those graphic sizes can be. So we also have an attendee search function. So in general, how are people finding you? How are people finding a booth? How are people finding a person? you can go on here and there is a search function that is at the top of the platform. And so this person's name is Debbie, but you go in here, you go into the search, and you can click person, you click their name, you can search them out, and then you view their profile. And then here we'll have a badge. Again, as a producer, you'll have a badge here listed. I have their information inside their registration. And then the company search. How do I find a company? And again, you can go in here, find an exhibitor, type in their name, click on it, again, find them. And then what we'll do is we'll always want to have a button, again, going back to your booth. So if someone is trying to find you, that button is going to direct them back to your booth where you have someone waiting to talk to that person that's trying to find you. So again, all of our activity, whether people are watching presentations or in networking lounges or in lobbies, the activity is all about driving people back to your booth where you can collect that contact information and gain that information. Again, need help? There's plenty of help, and we can send all this information to you on Virtual Event Place. You just go here, click on the button, and it'll take you to where you need to go to watch some videos as well. And again, I appreciate everyone being on today's call. Just for the sake of keeping things short, I'm going to bypass questions, but please send them in, and we will address any questions that you do have. We definitely want to answer them. There's a lot of, there's some moving parts here that are happening, and it's the first time for a lot of people. So if you do have questions, please ask us, and we'll make sure we get anything we can answered. And again, we appreciate you being on. We hope you register. If you are just looking to register, we ask please register before August 19th. That's when our early bird goes from $395 to registration for $495. So that is, in a nutshell, that's the virtual platform. Again, when we first looked at it, we kind of had to get our hands around it and kind of sort it out in terms of how does it translate from our physical events. But after doing it and spending some time with it, we really believe that you as an exhibitor can really maximize the opportunity to get contact information and your booth, as long as you're utilizing all the features and functionality in the platform. Again, if you have any questions, please contact us. And again, I appreciate everyone being on today's webinar, and we look forward to seeing you online. Thank you.